Right, so for the second one, so you may ask me like, okay, so I have a Windows system. What should I do? Right, so I'll explain again. Okay, this one I'll skip. Right, so these are all the development components that I hope you can prepare in order to follow my class after this. So I replaced the mobile platform to the simulation version. So once you install the software, you will have the model. Then for the RGB sensor, yeah, you just use your webcam. Okay, you can use your webcam or whatever camera you can use. Of course, maybe phone is possible, but it's a bit complicated. Okay, so I would prefer you have something that can plug USB to your PC, and it should work in that way, right? Then for the arm, we will use the simulation one. I will show you details later on. Then for the mic and speaker, this one not a big problem because it's supposed to be there in your laptop. And if you want more accurate or better effect, you can always use external mic or external speaker to give you better quality of recognition or better quality of sensing. Then I need, at least you need to have prepare a laptop's computer. And over here, I would like to stress again, I hope you can prepare a laptop computer that you can use it for development, which means if you mess up with the system, it's okay, which don't, how to say, ruin your data, or if you have any important data, please back up, right? So because we are going to do a lot of development that it will change the system, right? So if you make some mistakes and so on, you might mess up the system. So, but you are not going to like spoil the laptop because like we can always reset up the software and so on, but we might not able to save your data and so on. So you might want to like back up your data properly before you do this development, right? And the software we use is like, first we use Ubuntu, which is open source Linux-based OS operating system. No problem, you can just download and you can install. You don't need to buy the license and so on, right? Then we use ROS as the framework, software framework, to help you to gather all the tools that you need. So the tools that you need, including a lot of open source software, for example, the speech module, the vision module, we use OpenCV, we use a lot of festivals, speech synthesis, and we use a lot of other things, all right? And then, of course, the software also, including the software that connect to the cloud and so on. But yeah, but these are the things. So don't worry about software because everything that I introduce in the class will be open source. And also the example given to you is also open source. So everything, you no need to pay a single thing and you just need to download it and you can use it. Right. So as the class go on, I'll show you how to configure all this thing. Right. So I hope like this won't be a problem for you to prepare at home. Okay. Then when you're ready, then we can proceed, right? Okay, but yeah, you eventually you will have something very similar like this, okay? If you put them together in a real hardware, so it will look something like this. Okay, then over here is like, I just want to explain that we actually have a lot of way to create the development environment, right? We have the robots, we have your laptops, and then the easiest way to do is like we have your laptop on the robots. So that's the first configuration. You have your laptop on the robots, which act as a central computing unit, right? So it's a CPU or the controller of your robot. So that's a simple one. And then it need to have a Linux-based environment, which is in this case we're using Ubuntu system, right? And maybe you see this Raspberry, you might want to think of how to use this. But this is when you have this kind of, you want to have this kind of arrangement, which is you need to have the hardware robots. So over here you don't have hardware robots, so this two is really out of the question, right? So this is really out of the option. So you only have this. But eventually, if you want to invest to build your own robots, you want to have your hardware, then yeah, you can have a different configuration for development. But for the time being, for this online class, we will use the first configuration, which is we add your robot, your PC will be the main controller of your robots. Okay, but your robot, the hardware currently is simulated, is virtual. Okay, but your speech module, your vision module is not simulated. It's real time. Okay, it's real hardware because you have the camera, you have the speaker and mic. Okay, so that one is a real system. Okay, so first thing, you need to install the OS. Okay, so I actually list down the assignment today. So this is a class. So as usual, I give assignment for class, but it's optional. Okay, so if you want to follow the class after this, you are recommended to finish the assignment. Right, so the first thing is, I'll come back to this. So the first thing is you want to install Ubuntu system, which is over here. I did the version 16.04, I already put down. You can download from here. And the tutorial, how to install, is over here, right? You can follow the thing. But now you may come to the question that you may want to tell me, you may tell me that you have a Windows system, for example, right? Or you have a Mac OS, you have an Apple machine, right? So how you can do that? So I have two options for you, right? If you are a bit more adventurous and you are okay, I mean like your Windows system or your Mac system is okay, that if you need to reformat or reset or everything, if you are confident to do that, okay, you are confident to do that, I would recommend you to create a dual boot. A dual boot is a system that you will install your Ubuntu system alongside with your, for example, I give you an example for Windows 10. If you have a Windows 10, you can follow this tutorial to install Ubuntu alongside with your Windows. So first you need to like shift a bit your hard disk so that you can have empty space for your Ubuntu system. I would recommend at least about 50 gigabyte of hard disk space, okay? About 50 gigabyte of hard disk space in order for you to do your development, right? Okay, so about 50 is enough. Yeah, no need a lot. Just 50 gig is enough. Okay, so you just follow the tutorial here and you try to install alongside. But I would like to stress here is when you follow this tutorial and when it comes to the point that when it want to detect, when they want to install Ubuntu system, but it could not detect your Windows 10. Okay, so if that is the case, I will recommend you not to proceed if you don't know what is happening or you don't know how to tackle the problem, because very high chances that you might lose your Windows system if you proceed. Okay, so if that is the case, I would recommend you to go to the VirtualBox option, right? But if when you follow the tutorial and it's able to detect your Windows 10 system and it say yes, Ubuntu will install alongside with Windows 10, you have the option with you. I will recommend you to proceed, okay? But of course, it is based on the assumption that you have backup nicely your important file and so on, everything in your Windows system, okay? Right. So if you have dual boot system, that will be very nice because every time when you switch on the machine, you'll be given the option to switch. Either you launch the Windows 10 system OS or you launch the Ubuntu system, right? So that will be the most perfect condition, right? So just in case if that is not the scenario for you when you try this tutorial, okay, I'll give you the second option, which is you install VirtualBox into your Windows or Mac, okay, Windows or Mac system. Then you install Ubuntu into your VirtualBox, okay. And if you want to know how, just have a look on this this tutorial. Yeah, this process, I hope you can do it carefully. And if you have any problem, any question you want to ask, please come to our Facebook group and I will answer your question over there. Okay? But if you are shy and anything, you want to like WhatsApp me and so on, yes, you can. But I will appreciate if we can do this in Facebook group on the reason that I can share this information to everyone. Okay? And also not just me to answer your question because I might don't know a lot of things, especially about your system, and other people might have better knowledge about your system. So in our group, we have a lot of experts inside there, right? We have a lot of professors inside there that deal with all these things all the time. So they know how to help you. So there will be a lot of advantages if you can use Facebook group as our communication on this kind of discussion, right? But also because everything is based on the open source, open community initiative or spirit, so you might not able to have a very nice support like how Windows or whatever your Dell or whatever your PC support. Okay, it is not, you may not able to expect this kind of support, but we will try our best. Okay, with the spirit of open source technology, open source community and so on. Right? Okay, so please use it. Have a very positive learning attitude, and we will try to make this thing work for you. Okay, so this is the Ubuntu setup. So once you have this setup, then the next thing you need to do is to install the ROS system. And okay, I want to stress again, the version that I'm using is 16.04 for Ubuntu and also the Kinetic for this, right? So you might, if you go to the Ubuntu website, it will recommend you to download or use the latest version, which is 18.04. But I want to tell you that I don't guarantee things will work on 18.04 is because our example or whatever software that we use, we haven't really tested fully with 18.04 or the latest Ubuntu system, right? And ROS, the framework is actually, the version is according to the Ubuntu version. So for 16.04, you need to use the Kinetic version, right? So although now ROS is pushing out the melodic system, which is for the 18.04, which is the newer version of Ubuntu, right? But we use a lot of software package and we use a lot of example, and this, we actually spend a lot of times to make sure everything is compatible with each other. So we could not guarantee you if you're using the latest version of software. Although using latest version of software is good, but you also have the risk of incompatibility with a lot of existing code base or existing software package. So keep that in mind, and please use the version that I recommend here to avoid a lot of unnecessary incompatible issue. Okay, right. So this is I recommend you can install here, and the installation you can see how to install the ROS. Is quite how to say, straightforward. If you go to the website, and I already put out a link, so you can show. And the next thing is, once you have all these two things installed nicely, everything complete, and you still have time until next week, you can look through the ROS tutorial. Okay, although next week I will go some ROS basic. The next week content will be ROS basic and also the communication or how to start develop with ROS. But if you have spare time, you can always go to the tutorial they have a for beginner tutorial step by step. So you can start with this tutorial to have some idea about what is a ROS system and so on and how to do that. Okay, right. Then after that, this is optional. Okay, so if you still have time after finish all those things, okay, you can install the Turtlebot software. So this is the software. So you can install the Turtlebot software, and I already put down the link here. You can install this by source, or you can install over here, right? And then all the rest setup you can just skip, because this one is only when you deal with hardware. So what you need to do, if you have spare time, you can install the Turtlebot software. But if you don't do it this week, it's fine, because we are not going to use it for at least another 3 weeks. Until when we do the navigation, then only you need the software. So for the time being, you just focus on the first two, the OS, the Ubuntu OS, and also the ROS Kinetic framework. Okay, right. Then, okay, if you miss this part, I will come to this part again next week. But if you have finished or you have done the first few examples of the tutorial for ROS, you understand what is a workspace environment setup. You have this kind of basic. So this is how we can create our workspace and also install, or not to say install, we git clone, which is you download our example. Okay, so this example is very important, the ROS code example. These are the examples by us that we are going to use this example as I explain the class later on. Okay, example code. And then one of the assignment today is to ask you to sign up for GitHub. Okay, so sign up for GitHub. So this is also another things that you might want to learn, which is a more proper code management for your development. So I understand the Windows-based might, yeah, you save a few versions of your file and so on, but it is not really the practice in our community. So we will prefer like you can use this GitHub way or the Git way, even though you don't want to use GitHub, but at least you use the Git way to organize your development of the code. But of course, if you want to skip this whole thing and use the old way to back up your file or to back up your programming code with files, it is still fine, don't worry. You can skip this whole part if you want, but I would recommend you to take this as an opportunity to learn how to use this tool. It's free and yeah, it's open for you to use. So I show you some important features over here that you might use it. But of course, you can learn more from GitHub tutorial, right? Okay. Then, all right, so I come to the end. Until next class, so this will be the assignment. So if you want to learn, of course, it's unavoidable. You need to do some exercise. You need to do some practice. So for me, the very minimum things that you want to prepare yourself is you need to set up your robot development system, which is your laptop. And you need to install your Ubuntu 16.04. You need to install the ROS Kinetic, and optionally, you install the Thunderbot 2 packages. Okay, so that will be the minimum basic requirement for you to prepare in order for you to follow my class after this. Because after this, I will base on this foundation, and we will do the learning and practice based on the assumption that you already have this development system in your home. I mean, like at your site, right? Okay. Then the second assignment that I will recommend you to do is to sign up with GitHub and get familiar. What is GitHub? You can go to the the YouTube video and learn a lot of tutorials about how to use GitHub for beginners and so on. So all I need is like you need to be able to create your own. You sign up an account, and then you're able to create your own repository for the class assignment after this. So I have the class assignment. I'll recommend you like, okay, so how you want to use GitHub to continue with your development, and we will do like speech, vision, so on. And then later on, we will combine them together, and slowly you will create your own service robot application. Right, then do the ROS tutorial, okay? Do the ROS tutorial. At least you look through the beginner level, but it might be a bit too technical for some of you if you are really not in this field, or you are not really know Python programming, and you are very like, you feel very, the Ubuntu system is very scary because it's very different from Windows and so on. So don't worry, okay? I give you time, like 1 week time, you slowly do this installation, get used to it. But even until next week, you're not familiar with any of this. Next week, I will explain to you, right? Everything in a very basic form, how to use Linux system, what is terminal, how to write the code, how to create the package, everything I will explain next week, right? But at least I hope you can cooperate with me to prepare this thing at your site. Okay, right, so that's all for the content for today. And I would like to open up the session for questions. I guess today we cover quite a lot technical stuff, so I think you might have question to ask. Right, so yeah, I'm open for any question you want to ask. And you can like, okay, I will turn on my video and yeah, because I would like to like see you when I say things. Okay, so if you have any question, yes, you can ask me, like how to prepare, or you have Windows system or what to do, please tell me. Okay, so we have time now, it's about 11:40, so I can like just keep this Q&A session open until 12 noon. Okay, as long as Zoom allow me to hold this session, so I will continue. Right, yes. Any question you want to ask? Okay, if you don't want to turn on your camera, it's fine. Or if you don't even want to like speak on the mic, you can type in the chat group. Right? Okay, I want to do this open so that I can talk to everyone. Common question that maybe come from you. Yes, I saw guests that from Hong Kong, right? Sorry, Macau. Yes, you can ask me, and you can even ask me in Cantonese if you want. Yes, for you, for Malaysian, you want to ask me in Malay, it's fine. Ask me question. I don't know what else to yeah, because I don't know what you don't know. So it's not easy for me to tell you what to prepare. Anything, any question or any comment or anything? Yeah. So I'll open this free time for about another 10 to 20 minutes for question and answer. Yes, I hope we can have some interactive session. Anyone? No question? Anyone? No? Or any comment, right? Please. Anything you want to say or anything you want to ask? No? Yes, please. Turn on your mic and ask me. Okay, so maybe I need to like make this thing smaller.
I think we have some question on the chat.
On the chat. Okay, wait, let me turn on where's the chat. Yeah, because I cannot find the, okay, wait, let me see. Chat, where is the chat? Okay, yeah, I saw the chat. Right, so in the chat, is it possible to communicate ROS with my own microcontroller to replace Kobuki? The simple answer is yes, okay? But I need to know like what microcontroller. For example, you're talking about Raspberry Pi, Arduino. It's totally possible. It's very easy, in fact, because a lot of work have been done to even install ROS on Raspberry Pi. Yeah, you can do that, right? And we have I have done some work before to interface with what do you call Arduino? Yeah, yeah, it's possible, but because you don't have the hardware, so even because microcontroller and Kobuki are different things. Okay, Kobuki is actually the mobile base, right? It's actuator, so it gives you the capability for the robots to move around, and it has the own controller inside there. So we don't really need an extra microcontroller for that, right? But yes, for you, yes, it is totally possible for ROS to communicate with other microcontroller. Okay, I have installed Ubuntu but cannot connect to Wi-Fi. Okay, this is quite a common issue for Ubuntu, especially at 16.04 because it's a bit old. So it might don't have the, this is my guessing, okay? Because I didn't see any detail about your system, but from my guessing is Ubuntu 16.04 might don't have the driver for your Wi-Fi card, for your network card, right? This is quite a common issue. So I would suggest that one way is you can go to your Wi-Fi card manufacturer and try to find any compatible driver for Linux system. Okay, that's the first thing. Or the second thing is I would recommend, which is a very easy workout way, is you just go and get a USB Wi-Fi dongle. Okay, a USB Wi-Fi dongle, you just plug it in. It should be automatically detected in Ubuntu system, and you can use a Wi-Fi from there. Okay, that is an easier workout. Okay, although it's quite annoying because you have an extra USB Wi-Fi module over there, but that is the easiest way. Okay, okay. But if you want to go to the technical way, you can find the driver for your Wi-Fi. But these are all my guess on your problem. Okay, I actually not sure if you might have other problem that cause your Wi-Fi not able to connect, right? Okay, so that is my recommend. Okay, you need to connect through LAN cable. Okay, if your LAN cable is working, it's fine. Okay, doesn't matter. For me, as long as you can connect to the network, connect to the internet, yeah, LAN or Wi-Fi is both okay. Okay, Dr. Cairo, I'm looking for next class. Okay, no problem, right? You can leave anytime. And thanks for joining us, Dr. Cairo. Okay, so what is the difference between kinetic melodic? Is the version different? Kinetic is for Ubuntu 16.04. Melodic is for Ubuntu 18.04. Right, and I'm always using the 0.04 version is because it is LTS, long-term service version, which is the version that is more stable. The 0.10 version is, or the version, sorry, version 17 or 0.10 or something like that for the Ubuntu is not really a long-term service version. So I always prefer the stable version, right? So that's why I choose 16.04, and the ROS version that compatible with 16.04 is Kinetic, okay? And for ROS Melodic, the compatible version that go with Melodic is 18.04, right? And effect on our programming code, do we need to change our code? I will say maybe, yeah, I think, okay, not directly affect your code, but why it will have some effect, will have some, how to say, it might have some problem with the coding is because of the compatibility of the software package. So for example, like our speech module, our vision module, I never tested on Melodic or 18.04 Ubuntu before, okay? I tested some part, but not everything. So maybe you will face some compatibility issue, or maybe some of our component package don't have Melodic version, which means it is currently not available for Melodic version. So I don't recommend for the time being for you to use the Melodic version with 18.04, but our roadmap is by next year, we will move, hopefully, everything to Melodic 18.04, okay? Because if I'm not mistaken, the 16.04, the service is until next year or this year, I think, yeah, if I'm not mistaken. But we will work for this year at least on 16.04, and we will try to upgrade our system and our example and code base to 18, hopefully by next year. Yeah. But yeah, for the time being, please stay on 16.04 and Kinetic version. Right. Thanks a lot for attending, for coming. I would like to say, okay, please again put down your name if you haven't, and also please look at our schedule for the following class, and please come back with the preparation. So the assignment that I've given just now is the preparation that at least on your side you need to prepare so that we can continue the class. Most of the code are found using Python 3, but Kinetic use Python 2. Did you cover how to tackle the problem in? Okay, currently we still focus on Python 2.7. Okay, I understand that Python 2 is already phasing out, but unfortunately, a lot of our things still stay on Python 2. But we are in the midst to try to see how to put everything to Python 3, but not yet. Okay, and this one is together with our migration from 16.04 to 18.04, because once we reach Melodic and 18.04, everything will be in Python 3, and we are in the midst of doing this. So you need to give us time. Me and our community is working, and you can actually, if you are technical competent, I welcome you to work together with us for this migration from 16.04 to 18. But we will spend about a year time until next year to do these preparations to make sure that everything works fine. Okay? Yeah, I understand. So if you want to use both Python 3 and Python 2 for the current work, it's a bit complicated. Not a bit, but it's quite complicated. And we are figuring out the workaround, the workout for this. But the content won't be in this online class because it's a bit too technical for beginners to follow. So we will keep that into our technical session that we can discuss in our Facebook group, or we can do it in later. And in fact, I'm looking for people that know more technical, that eventually we might able to give out this online class. I mean, like we can add online classes that for advanced user But for the current moment, that is what I can say. We are preparing, and hopefully we'll have some solution for you, right? But keep posting, and we will discuss from there. Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks for coming. And any more questions? I will keep this session on until Zoom cut me off. Right. So yeah, because I want to spend more time to interact with you. So you can, yeah, shoot me more questions. I can explain here. And yeah, I would appreciate if you can like talk to me. I would like to hear your voice as well. Yes, any more questions? Or if you want to go for your lunch, yes, of course, you may go anytime now. The class. So just come back next week again. Oh yeah, before I forgot, before you leave, is everyone still here? Okay, yeah. I would like to ask you again, if you feel that this time is not suitable for you, please comment in our Facebook group or comment here. Suggest us sometime that work better for you. Okay, I want to gather this information so that I can adjust the time of this online session to make sure that we can have more people to join. But if you don't have any feedback, I will assume that you are okay with this time. So I will continue with this time, all right? Yes, if you have mind that you want to change this session to other time, will be better for a community. For example, you tell me like, okay, my whole group is better because I have online class on this, and then it's better for other time. Please suggest us other time. What other time is working better for you? Then we can do some adjustment. So far, I have some people that tell me that they will prefer this and this, but I need more voices on this in order to make the change. Okay, because like if you don't feedback me anything, I will assume that you are okay with this timing, and if majority is okay with this timing, I have to stay with this timing. All right. Any more question? Any more question? Okay, I have about 9 minutes to go. I will cut this thing by 12 if Zoom didn't cut me earlier, which is, I think Zoom will still continue. So I will end at 12 noon. And for, I think we still have about 23 in the list. Yes, please ask me a question. Will you post the recorded file for this so that we can, yes, you just go to our website. I mean like the online class page. I will, after this, I will put the, I need to process the video. I put them together in a proper way. I will upload on YouTube, and I will embed on the site, on the page. Okay, online class page, online classroom. So if you log into online classroom page, you actually can see the recorded video of previous last week. So for today, I will process the video and I'll put back so that everyone, whoever that missed the class, can still look at the replay. Yeah, sure. So for you, it's okay. Okay, 8 minutes more. Any question? Yeah, sure, no problem. You're welcome. And please come back to us. Feedback, comment, suggestion, that's what I need. And also, please share this session so that more people can come and join us. All right. Okay, so Zoom already warning me. We have another 10 minutes, so it's good. Time is just nice. I will close the session by 12. So I'm still waiting for your question if you have anything to ask. Hopefully, you can use your time at home for a week to try to do the assignment that is given to you. Right. I really need your cooperation to prepare the system so that you can actually follow up the class after this. Because if you just listen to what I say, I don't think you can actually appreciate the class after this, is because you need to work on the system. Okay, but once you have the system, I have the experience with my class, they enjoy, then they start to do a lot of very fancy thing, very interesting thing for the speech. Yeah, they just go wild with it. And then you can start playing. So once you have, I understand the installation is quite tedious and quite boring, but that is the first step you need to get through. Then you can have a lot of fun with the software after this. Yes, any more questions? About 6 more minutes to go. I'm not sure how the video turns out, but I hope I have recorded everything nicely. Yes, we have 21 guests here, participant. I will appreciate you to, if you're okay, you can turn on the video. You have okay, you can turn on the mic, and I just want to say hi and bye with you. Right? Okay. But of course, like if you're going for your lunch, yes, and I will see you next week. Okay, I will close this session by 12. So I need to work out on how, but I think like the only way is like we need to switch the session. Like, yeah, always you need to like log out, log in again and again. But it's fine. I mean, as long as we have 3 sessions, I have enough time to cover the whole thing. Five more minutes. Any more question? Give me some other question. Thanks a lot for your thumbs up, but I appreciate if you can give me some feedback. Any more things? Let me see, like your list. You have okay. So I appreciate students from Macau, many of you. Yeah, and yeah, some of the professors over here. Yeah, and yes. Any more other thing? So if the professor still over here, like if you have anything you want to share, you can come to me, and I would like to gather your information to see how this thing can help in your class as well, right? So if you think that this will be useful for your class and so on, yeah, please come to me, discuss with me, and I would like to see how this thing can help in your class as well. Especially now, everyone have to do online classes, and you are looking for some materials that you can do it with your student while your student at home and so on. Yes, please talk to me to see how this thing can work with your class. I really want to outreach this to you, provide you the resources and materials. Yeah, you need the slides and so on. Yes, but everything already put on the web, so yeah, you can download from there and so on. But yeah, I saw, yeah, and I have someone from Australia as well. Thanks for coming. Okay, any more? Okay, we have from Utah, we have from UTHM, we have from UPM, UCSI as well, UPM as well. Right, good. Okay, yes, I hope. Any more? Any more things that we can share here? Mm-hmm. Okay, 2 more minutes. So yeah, so I just close this. Thanks for everyone coming. We have about 29 today on the list. Just now I saw my list is like 30 plus. I saw like until like, yeah, 30 plus. So someone might didn't put down your name, but it's fine. It's like I'm very happy with the turnout. I mean, yeah, and also the from different places as well. I mean, not just in Malaysia but different places. So it's very good. Also have some personal, some people from non-academic, which is I really hope to hear from you as well. The perspective from a non university or non-academic person about this content. And yeah, if you don't want to feedback in this session, you can feedback to me in message Yeah, any form, all right, any form that you can reach me. You can add me in Facebook, you add me in WhatsApp group, and I would like to hear from you, your point of view from a non-technical or non-academic person, that how this thing can actually benefit you. I would like to do something that not just academic uh, person will benefit from this, but also like I hope this can be outreach to general public more. Yeah, so please tell me, yeah, your view, and I appreciate your comment or anything in any channel that comfortable for you. All right, so here come to the end. So I would like to say thanks to everyone, and I will see you next week. Since I don't have much feedback about the timing, so next week will be still the same on the Wednesday. But of course, throughout the week, please send me if you feel that you want some other times, or it's better for me to switch to another time to suit a bigger crowd, a bigger audience, so that more people can join. Yeah, please comment uh, in Facebook group and so on. Right. So with that, thanks a lot, and I will see you next week. Right. See you. Bye bye.